Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Butchorak Options University. It's Monday, September 24th, 2012, and options expiration week is over. Access to this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing contained in this video, website, or promotional material constitutes a promotional recommendation, solicitation, or offer of any particular investment, security, or transaction. Options University provides educational services that are meant to teach you the risks and rewards of trading stocks and options, and we're not a service that tells you what to trade. We're not implying or guaranteeing any profit, and as always, do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Looking at the past week, we see that we really didn't have any big things happening. We had some good news with housing starts on Wednesday. Existing home sales was fine. And jobless claims was a bit disappointing. PMI was a disappointing, and options expiration day had absolutely nothing. So the news really didn't have much effect on the market last week. Now, taking a look at what's going on this week, let's take a look and see what we've got. We see that we have very little happening on Monday. On Tuesday, we got Case-Shiller, which certainly has moved the market in the past. Consumer confidence comes out Tuesday at 10 o'clock. New home sales on Wednesday, and we see we have durable goods on Thursday morning. We have GDP on Thursday morning. 8:30 is a big time in the market as jobless claims come out, telling us what happened the week before as far as the numbers for unemployment. Looking at Friday as we move forward, we see, wow, personal income and outlays, Chicago PMI, consumer sentiment, a week that as we get to the end of the week, we definitely have information that could definitely move the market as we finish out the last week of September. All right, looking at the SPX, we see that as a week we can say that we are still definitely in an uptrend. We were in an uptrend, but for the week, basically, we look like we were in a down cycle. But notice where that down cycle is, well above our diagonal we have drawn in, well above our 30-day moving average right here. And so while we're in an upcycle, it's definitely showing great strength in the overall market. Can you say, do not fight the Fed? Looking at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we see that we didn't have any great big ranges. We had a reversal signal take place on Thursday. We ended up with a higher high, higher low on Friday, so we have now shifted into an upcycle. And unless we have something happen this week or some kind of news comes through, the market is looking pretty darn strong. Do not fight the Fed week. This could carry till the end of the year. Will we have some pullbacks? Absolutely. Can you expect that it can pull back to the moving average? It certainly can. As a matter of fact, that is something that we basically expect to have happen sooner and later. But the market is bullish. Looking at the Dow, look at that. We had 8 straight days up in a row, and 9 out of the last 10 have been up. The Dow has shown great strength in leading this market up. Looking at the NASDAQ, we also see a great bit of strength, long way away from the 30-day moving average, and certainly sitting and moving highly as the overall market is looking strong. Looking at the Russell 2000, we had a funny day on Thursday as it pulled back a long way. Not quite as strong as the overall markets. Watch the Russell as it many times will give you a quicker anticipation of what is coming. All right, next let's take a look at the indexes, and we see that for the week, looking at the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Russell, we see that we have changes, all negative numbers on there. Percentage-wise, a very low percentage change. And as we can see, year to date, double digits for all of the indexes, as the indexes are certainly looking strong at this point. Is there going to be window dressing this week? We'll see as we go into the last week of September and enter the strongest 6 months of the year as the market is looked like it's smoking. Do not fight the Fed. Bernanke came out with great news for the market, and it should help the market cook as we go into this presidential year. Looking at the VIX, you see there's very little fear in the market as we're down in the very lowest levels, down around 14. Not a lot of fear, certainly not as much premium in the options. Looking at the bonds, we see that the bonds pulled back a little bit on Friday. The rest of the week they were heading up as the market was consolidating and going sideways for the week. Looking at the financials, we'll look at the XLF and our ETF on that, and we see that it is at highs. It's well above the 30-day moving average, and it is moving nicely with the other indexes. Next, let's take a look at oil, and we see oil pulled back, finally had a pullback after reaching a multi-year high, and we see it was, well, that's actually not true, after reaching highs for this year, and we see that oil was above $100 a barrel, but we see we've had a bit of a pullback rather rapidly as oil finally pulled back a little bit. Looking at USO, our ETF for that. Next, we're going to take a look at GLD, our ETF for gold, and we see that there is definitely gold is moving up into highs, and certainly some people are making that move to safety, which gold provides for them. Now let's take a look and see what kind of volume we had this last week in the overall market. And we see that for the week, overall market volume was pretty much around normal. Right around average, a little bit higher probably right through here on Thursday as we had our pivot take place as we went back up into an upcycle in this uptrending market. So that is the market the way it looked in the last week. We saw our indices basically stalling out at this level. And finally, for those of you that are gold members, stick around. We'll take a look at our stocks to watch, the stocks we've been watching all along. For those of you that want more free videos from Options University, go to www.optionsuniversity.com/free gold. And this is Butch Shorak, Options University. It's Monday, September 24th, 2012. It should be an interesting week in the market as we are post-expiration week, and we'll see how the market responds and what kind of window dressing we're going to get as we go into the last week of September after options expiration, after quadruple witching. Monday should be interesting. Watch that first high, watch that first low to determine which way the day is headed. For the rest of you, thank you very much for being here. For gold members, hang on. We'll continue on.